Congratulations, Sparty. You guys just won the coaching carousel off season. Patty Fitz is the perfect hire for Michigan State. I'll explain next here on the College Huddle. Welcome into the College Huddle, the home base for 87 independent podcasts from coast to coast. You're sliding in to home base here, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's continue to build our community here at the College Huddle. So late last night, I got word that Michigan State had landed on Patty Fitzgerald. Pat Fitzgerald, the former head coach of the Northwestern Wildcats. Not gonna lie, there's a lot of bias in what I'm about to say. I'm a huge Pat Fitzgerald fan. I thought Northwestern did him dirty. That court case has been settled out of court, and he won, and he feels justified. And I know that a lot of his former players feel justified in the fact that he won that court case with Northwestern. Pat Fitzgerald is beloved by 99.9% of the players who bled, sweat, and fought for him there in Chicago and Evanston, Illinois at Northwestern. And so the fact that he had to leave his alma mater because of this crazy incident and was available this year was just mind blowing to me that more schools didn't go after him. Now he's a Midwest guy, he's a Big Ten guy, so it wasn't like all those SEC jobs they were lining up to get interviews with Pat Fitzgerald. I understand that, but Penn State screwed the pooch here. He would have taken Penn State to a different level than they had seen under James Franklin, in my opinion. Pat Fitzgerald has done more with less. No offense to his former players, but he has done more with less than any coach in the Big Ten in the past 2 decades. I kid you not. He is a coach's coach. You would ask man to man, hey, coaches, who do you like as a Big Ten coach? Who do you admire? More times than not, those Big Ten coaches were looking at Pat Fitzgerald and what he was able to accomplish at the most difficult place in the conference to win. And that includes Indiana in that, because Indiana's academic standards are nowhere close to what they are with Northwestern. And Pat Fitzgerald was able to create an identity, a culture, a toughness that led Northwestern to 2 Big Ten West, back when they were East and West, 2 Big Ten West division championships, I guess you could say, and then to the Big Ten championship game where they lost both times to Ohio State. Now, understanding all of that, in comes the opportunity to take the head coaching job there in East Lansing, Michigan. This is a match made in heaven. And let me tell you, as a Big Ten guy, as a Midwestern guy, as someone who roots for another school in that conference, let me say this. I'm not scared of Michigan State, but they just got a whole lot better, and we all know it now. And I tell you who should be scared of Sparty. That's their in-state rival, the University of Michigan. Because even though Pat Fitzgerald was 1-9 against them, let's be honest. The majority of the time that the Maize and Blue went up against Northwestern, they just out-talented them. I'm not so sure that's going to be the case anymore that he goes to Michigan State, because he's going to be able to get recruits at Michigan State. He just wasn't able to get his hands on at Northwestern. And this guy's going to create a culture, a toughness, a brotherhood that this university has been desperately in need of. Now, a lot of Michigan State fans, for some reason, aren't happy. And I think it's because, in all honesty, they were looking at this situation and they were thinking to themselves, we deserved an Urban Meyer back when the job was open previously, before Jonathan Smith. Urban Meyer was a name that a lot of them were talking about that would be interested in coming to East Lansing. It was never going to happen. A couple reasons. It was never going to happen. He's not going to go against Ohio State like that, number one. Number two, Shelley Meyer's not going to leave warm weather. So it limits what he's going to do as far as if he were to even go back and coach. And number three, he's said it multiple times. He's done coaching. Um, they were like, well, we can get Nick Saban to coach this team. He coached here before. I'm sorry, guys. Nick Saban's not coming back, and he's in his 70s. Like, let the man retire. Let him enjoy the last few years that he has in college football, being on the set with Game Day and being a coach's coach that apparently every coach in the nation wants to talk to for advice. Like, Nick Saban's not going to come back into coaching, guys. So that wasn't a possibility. You're not going to go out there and get one of the big name guys who are currently in a great position with their current colleges. Like you're not going to go out there and get a Kirby Smart from Georgia if you're Michigan State. You're not going to be able to get a Ryan Day from Ohio State. You're not going to be able to get a Dan Lanning from Oregon. Okay, like this is the best possible hire for you given your situation. Pat Fitzgerald is perfect. Trust me. I believe this is a major, major win for Sparty. Now, let's look a little bit at what Pat Fitzgerald did from 2006 to 2022. First year, 4-8. First year on the job. Year number two, 2007, 6-6. Got him to 500. Year number three, 2008, 9-4, got them to a bowl game. From 2008 to 2012, they got to at least 6 wins. They went to 5 straight bowl games. And after losing the first 4, he finally broke through and won the Gator Bowl in 2012 after a 10-3 season. A couple down years where they just missed bowl games, right back into a string of 4 straight winning seasons that included 3 bowl wins in 4 attempts, bringing his current streak in that time period. In the last 5 bowl wins, he had won 4 of them. And let us not forget, 2018 is one of the first years they went to the Big Ten championship game. Had a down year in 2019, jumps right back in the COVID year, goes 6-1 in the conference, ends up going 7-2 overall, winning the West, losing the Big Ten championship game to Ohio State, but then going on to win the Citrus Bowl. 4 bowl wins in a row, 5 out of the last 6. Okay. Then 2021, 2022, couple bad years again, 3-9, 1-11. Overall record at Northwestern, 110 wins, 101 losses. Now, it doesn't look that impressive. I get it. Feels very Kirk Ferentz-y, if you know what I mean. Tons of wins, tons of losses. But here's the difference. Look at where he did that. He is easily, by far, the all-time winningest coach at one of the toughest schools ever to win at. Now, in an era where NIL wasn't available to you, where the transfer portal had just kind of gotten started by the end of his career there, he's had some time now, a couple seasons sitting away from the game, analyzing the game, looking at what works, looking at what doesn't work. I think this guy is going to come in to Michigan State with a great plan on how to utilize the transfer portal, how to utilize NIL to get Michigan State where they want to get to. Is it a quick fix turnaround? Probably not. But give him a couple years to instill his ideology into that school, into that program. If Michigan State, their fan base, the administration, and the athletic department get behind him, I guarantee you, by year number 3, he will not only have Michigan State in a winning record, but they will be competing against Michigan, Penn State, USC, those type of schools. Ohio State, Oregon, we'll see. I doubt it, but you never know. He will have them back to where you're used to being as Michigan State fans, competing at the upper, trying to bust into the top tier there and saying, hey, we at the end of the season should be mentioned for college football playoff. It's been 10 years since Michigan State, actually, it'll be next year, make year number 11, since Michigan State last played in the CFP. It was 2015, right? Remember that? It's been 12 years since they went to a Rose Bowl, 2013. Michigan State's best years by far were the Mark D'Antonio years. At least in my lifetime, those were the best years for Sparty. He is the closest thing I think you're going to get to Mark D'Antonio on um, out there on the coaching carousel. He's the closest thing you're going to get. He's tough nosed, steel chin, knows the grindstone. He's going to work his butt off. But here's the thing: he's well liked, well respected. He's going to win people over. He will do well recruiting. If you can recruit a school and develop kids at Northwestern, what are you going to be able to do in East Lansing? It's a serious question. I think Michigan State fans should jump on board with this guy. I'm not a Michigan State fan. I'm a Pat Fitzgerald fan. And as someone who doesn't like Michigan, let me say this. This is a great, great hire. I think he's going to recruit the region very, very well. He's going to develop kids. We'll see how he uses the transfer portal. We'll see what kind of NIL backing he has there. Pat Fitzgerald, in my opinion, gives that program and that fan base a lot of hope that the next few years he's going to get this ship righted. Michigan State is going to be a force to reckon with in the Big Ten. Let me know what you think about what I think down in the comment section below. Are you like me? You think this might be the best coaching hire in college football out there? I know I know a lot of people right now are looking at Lane Kiffin to LSU and say that's the best one. There's a lot of baggage there with that one, and I know that there's some baggage here with Pat Fitzgerald with how things ended at Northwestern. I understand that, but I think this is the best hire so far made in college football. Tell me I'm wrong. I would like to know if you think I'm wrong. If you think I'm right, I love that positive affirmation as well. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for everybody who's done that in the past week. Another great week here at the College Huddle as we try to produce a video for you each and every single day right here. Head on over to our website, thecollegehuddle.com. Check out all the great podcasts that are associated with our community. 87 of them, like I said, from coast to coast. We appreciate each and every single one of them, and we appreciate each and every single one of you. Have a great day.